The Philippines is a young archipelago with oldest soils dating back to Jurassic and archipelago forming during the Paleogene or a geologic period and system that spans 43 million years. Paleontological, or the scientific study of life that existed, and archaeological findings yielded information regarding the extinct species found in the Philippines through the excavation of various sites in the country. The Philippines had a large and diverse group of mammalian species in the past. They are widely distributed across the archipelago, but they became extinct due to several factors. Most of the described fossils are only known from their incomplete remains known from the Pleistocene, often referred to as the Ice Age. Many among the fossils collected were collected even without stratigraphic data. This makes the identity of many specimens vague, and presents problems in many aspects. Stegodon once roamed in the plains of the entire Philippine archipelago. Unfavorable geographical conditions caused their extinction. The Sinic Stegodon were found after the excavations and discoveries in Kapuluan Island, Pangasinan, with overall slight dwarfing in form. Stegodon luzonensis were fossils found in Cagayan, Rizal, and Kalinga. This dwarf stegodon is thought to be widespread across the greater Luzon Island during the Pleistocene. It had a larger skull and lower crowned teeth compared to present-day elephants. A pygmy stegodon, with estimates on weight about the size of a carabao. First described in 1860 by Carl Semper in Agusan River Valley in Mindanao. This may suggest that this specimen may have come from a mammoth, or just a progressive stegodon. This stegodon has also been noted to be similar in morphology of being small and possessing a high-crowned molar to Stegodon somptensis found in the Celebes, Flores and Timor. Elephas probably found across the Philippine archipelago, with a notable site like Cabatuan, Elo. Other fossils could also be found on Cagayan Valley, Pangasinan and Rizal. These fossils are fragmentary and cannot be associated with known species, but it is speculated that elephants of different islands were of different species. A dwarf elephant found on the Cabuluan Island, Pangasinan, and possibly other Visayan islands, as well. The stature of this dwarf elephant is estimated to be only 1.2 meters. It is hypothesized in 1956 to be a descendant of the Elephas nomadikus or Paleoloxodon lineage found in the Middle Pleistocene. This elephas was introduced in the 13th-16th century from Sabah in the reign of the Sultanate of Sulu, and became extinct on Maguindanao, or were transported back to Sabah. Bone fragments are the only proof left behind of their existence. Paleoloxodon, the straight-tusked elephant described, was attributed to the largest Paleoloxodon species. It is, however, speculated to have been dwarfed around the size of modern elephants based from their molars compared to their towering mainland counterparts. Philippine rhinoceros, it presumably have existed in the Middle Pleistocene. It is thought to have island hopped from Taiwan to Luzon probably around late Miocene or later. It was essentially a larger version of its modern relative, the Sumatran rhino. A fossilized upper jaw was first to be described in 1965. It is a portion of right upper jaw with two well-preserved molars. A survey of the Cagayan Valley in 2013, however, revealed an almost complete disarticulated skeleton of a Philippine rhino showing signs of butchering from a hominid. Palawan deer, unknown extinct species of deer larger than the Calamian hog deer, found on the Palawan mainland. Megalocheles, or the Luzon giant tortoise, lived on the island of Luzon during the early Pleistocene. It had a carapace length of around 70 to 90 centimeters or up to almost 3 featuring. It was excavated in Tres Hermanas, in Rizal. Batames is a genus of rodent endemic to the Philippines. It has 6 extant described species, known only from 2 specimens around the late Pleistocene. It is presumed to be contemporaneous with the H. luzonensis that is also excavated around the locality. Luzon buffalo, and Cebu tamarao. The Cebu tamarao stood only 75 centimeters, 2 feet 6 in, and weighed about 150 to 160 kilograms, 330 to 350 lb. The species was smaller than the modern Mindoro tamarao.
Goon the dhole or goon is a canid native to Central, South, East and Southeast Asia. Other English names for the species include Asian wild dog, Asiatic wild dog, Indian wild dog, whistling dog, red dog, and mountain wolf. It is genetically close to species within the genus Canis. During the Pleistocene, the dhole ranged throughout Asia, Europe, and North America but became restricted to its historical range 12,000–18,000 years ago. Lived on Palawan during the Pleistocene and early Holocene. With fossil remains similar to Canis familiaris, it remains inconclusive.
But the presence of a wild dog crossing from the Sunda Shelf to Palawan is cited to be more likely than an early arrival of a domesticated dog. Panthera or tiger. 2 articulated phalanges and another phalanx piece were found amidst an assemblage of other animal bones and stone tools in Il Cave, near the village of New Ibajay, El Nido, Palawan. From the stone tools, besides the evidence for cuts on the bones, and the use of fire, it would appear that early humans had accumulated the bones. Additionally, the condition of the tiger subfossils, dated to approximately 12,000 to 9,000 years ago, differed from other fossils in the assemblage, dated to the Upper Paleolithic. The tiger subfossils showed longitudinal fracture of the cortical bone due to weathering, which suggests that they had post-mortem been exposed to light and air. Tiger parts were commonly used as amulets in South and Southeast Asia, so it may be that the tiger parts were imported from elsewhere, as is the case with tiger canine teeth, which were found in Ambangan sites dating to the 10th to 12th centuries in Butuan, Mindanao. On the other hand, the proximity of Borneo and Palawan also makes it likely that the tiger had colonized Palawan from Borneo before the early Holocene. Crateromys is a genus of rodent, native to the Philippines, in the family Muridae. It contains 4 species extant species, and 1 extinct species. Dinagat bushy-tailed cloud rat, giant bushy-tailed cloud rat, Panay cloudrunner, Aline Island cloudrunner. Another murine with fossils found in Cagayan. Regardless of its large size, it was named Balik, after Dupaningan Agda's word for small. This is in reference for its relatively smaller size than the extant cloud runners of the same species, or giant bushy-tailed cloud rat. Carpomys, also a genus of rodent in the family Muridae. It contains 2 extant species and 1 extinct species. Short-footed Luzon tree rat and white-bellied Luzon tree rat. A giant cloud rat with size rivaling the Phloiomids reaching around 2 kg named Dackle, in reference to their big size. Oriolis or Cebu dark-throated oriole, initially considered a separate species. Last sighted in 1906. Orioles are colorful Old-World passerine birds in the genus Oriolis, the type genus of the Corvoidean family Oriolidae. They are not closely related to the New World orioles, which are Icterids, or family Icteridae, that belong to the superfamily Passeroidea. Coracina, or Cebu bar-bellied cuckoo shrike, extinct in the 20th century. Coracina is a large genus of birds in the cuckoo shrike family Campophagidae. Phodilus, or Samar bay owl, extinct on the mid-20th century, with its taxon's validity debated, and was only known from 1 specimen which was lost in 1945. Bay owls, of other subspecies, are still considered as rare accidental species within the region. The bay owls, or Phodilus, are a genus of Old World barn owls. The defining characteristics of bay owls are their smaller bodies, in comparison to other barn owls, and their U or V-shaped faces. These owls can be found in South to Southeast Asia, and parts of Central Africa, within forest and grassland ecosystems. Pelicanus, or spot-billed pelican, named taxonomically because of abundance in the Philippines up until the 1900s, but declined and become extirpated in the country around the 1960s. Pelicans, from genus Pelicanus, are a genus of large water birds that make up the family Pelicanidae. They are characterized by a long beak and a large throat pouch used for catching prey and draining water from the scooped-up contents before swallowing. They have predominantly pale plumage, except for the brown and Peruvian pelicans. The bills, pouches, and bare facial skin of all pelicans become brightly colored before the breeding season. The 8 living pelican species have a patchy global distribution, ranging latitudinally from the tropics to the temperate zone, though they are absent from interior South America, and from polar regions and the open ocean. Antigone, or Luzon cerus crane, species extirpated in the Philippines, subspecies became extinct in the 1960s. No distinctive characteristic was observed or studied in the Philippine population compared to other subspecies. Penelopides, or Ticao teritic hornbill, a subspecies of the Visayan teritic hornbill that lived in Ticao Island of Masbate Province, in the Philippines. It was declared extinct by the year 2013, and last seen in 1971. Sus, or Cebu warty pig. The Cebu warty pig previously lived on the island of Cebu, before becoming extinct in modern times, primarily due to habitat destruction and human exploitation. The subspecies was declared extinct in 2000, but other warty pig subspecies still survive. On other Philippine islands, barbodes, or barb. Barbodes is a genus of small to medium-sized cyprinid fish, native to tropical Asia. The majority of the species are from Southeast Asia. Many species are threatened and some from the Philippines, especially in the Lake Lanao, are already extinct. A survey carried out in 1992 only found 3 of the endemic Barbodes species, and only 2, Barbodes lindog, and Barbodes tumba, were found in 2008. Several members of this genus were formerly included in Puntius. 15 species of endemic cyprinid from Lake Lanao were confirmed to be extinct.
Keep it up, watching my videos. To stay updated with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the button. Thank you.